Remember when I was talking about David and I says he's such an amazing guy, he's so mature, such a good listener, blah blah blah. I take it all back. I take it all back. Stranded on Honeymoon Island UK episode 5, and the couples are coming back together after some of them met intruders. Maury and May were speaking, and he said that Sam's ex was there and she said that he was her number one. And May said, "Oh, did she now? Did she say that after she found out that you were in a friendship couple? Is she just trying to go on the island?" And Maury says, "Oh, no, she was interested in Oliver, Matt and me, and I am her number one." And May's thinking, oh my god, this guy is an absolute fucking idiot, she is taking him for a ride. And he says, well, I wrote on my message that I want to give her a chance. May's freaking out. She's saying, you are a fucking idiot. You are a fucking idiot. Right, now you might be thinking, why? Why is she saying this to him? Well, the day I seen on her TikTok that she posted something like they had made a pact to stay together till the end and leave early if they got the opportunity. So this is obviously why she was confused. She had a chance to be with a perfectly lovely guy and she turned it down, and Maury is ready to just fuck off with the first thing that comes along. Somebody who he met at speed dating, and she says, do your best Scottish accent. That should be an instant no. But Maury's not thinking this is a big deal. He's just saying, oh, I didn't think you'd react like this. Even though he knows fine well that she likes him, and okay, he's saying that the feelings aren't reciprocated, fine. But he knew that she was going to be hurt, so why is he talking shit? Hannah returns to Sam and she says, you're never going to fucking guess what happened. Your bitch ex is on the island. That's not actually what happened, right? I'm just being dramatic, but that's probably what she wanted to say. And she told him that she was sitting there at the dinner table, telling everybody that they were rekindling their romance, and he split up with her to come on the show. And Sam says, no, that's not what happened. We split up 2 months before I even knew that this show existed. And you know what? I believe him. Regardless of whether it was 2 months, 2 years, 2 weeks before, the fact that he told her that he was applying for this show and then she applied for the show is creepy as fuck. Don't get me wrong, it would have been different if they were in a long-term relationship and then she was trying to get revenge on him or something, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Oliver tells Tanya that he put in his message that he wanted to get to know Megan, and what reaction was he expecting? We know that he has been inside her several times. It's an ongoing thing. It wasn't a one-off. It wasn't like first night and done. He continuously did it, and now he's acting as if she's the crazy one for being upset. So she says, I cannot fucking handle this right now. I'm out of here. You know that that's not exactly what she said, but again, I'm just being dramatic. What I need to know is, are they actually on separate islands or are they on different parts of the island? Because later we see her visiting Georgie and Matt. Did she go to the camera people and say, fuck him, I'm going to see my pals, get me a boat, and then they took her on a boat round to see them? Or did she literally just like walk through the trees? Or did somebody come and pick her up in a jeep and drive her there? I need to know, okay? I need to know the details. Matt and Georgie are still getting on great, but he's starting to feel a wee bit claustrophobic. He didn't think that the show was going to be as hard as it is, but the two of them are really just talking about the drama at the dinner table. Helen is telling Abby about her visitor, and she's saying she was dead set on me. She wants to be with me. She's willing to put the effort in, and that's what I'm missing for you. I need the effort. I need the words, you know. So Abby's sitting there. Doesn't really look as if she gives a fuck, to be honest. And then Helen is saying, like, I am an amazing person and I need you to be an amazing person for me. And I'm going to be honest, I'm surprised that she didn't choose to test the water. And the reason for that isn't even that I don't think that Abby likes her or whatever else. It's the whole child situation. As somebody who never wanted children, and obviously I'm too old to have children now. Well, I hope I'm too old to have children now. It's a very sticky situation to be in, because you can really, really, really fall in love with somebody, but if they want children and you don't, you're fucked. There's no compromise that can be made in that situation. When Tanya went to visit Matt and Georgie, she says that Oliver said that the group were kind of egging him on, and Matt says, oh no, I didn't say any egging on, it was just like kind of supporting his decision. And it's not as if I think that they were egging him on, but they were saying, oh, this is your experience and you've got to do what you want. And it was highly encouraging him. But regardless of whether they were encouraging him or egging him on or whatever, it's not really got anything to do with what the group said. It's got to do with the decision that he made. Megan gets to choose if she wants to go on a date with Maury or Oliver. Now, one would assume that since Maury is her ideal man, Scottish accent, tattoos, they already went and had a chat and she was, telling him all the things he wanted to hear, you would have thought that she would have chose him. But for some reason, she didn't choose her ideal man. So she came to visit him and the two of them were having kind of flirty banter. And it was a wee bit cringe, but I mean, let's be honest, watching anybody flirt in any situation is cringy. I mean, just think of Love Island. At least she wasn't sitting like, flitting all her hair and doing all the fake laughing and everything, because that fucking riles me up. But she leaves and he seems very happy with the whole situation. They receive crates with messages for home, and Abby's obviously like really missing her family and stuff. And Helen gets a message for her mum and her brother, and she says, oh, you don't really know this about me, and she's talking about like her mum and her brother's health problems. And Abby's been really supportive. I am so bad, right? Like, see if you're telling me something, like, oh my god, somebody died, I don't know how to be, like, I feel empathy, but I don't know how to show that, and I'm just like really awkward. And I kind of also think, should I hug this person? Should I pat them on the back? Because when I'm upset, I don't like to be touched because it makes me worse. So her just watching Abby in that situation was making me feel uncomfortable, because I just would not know how to act. David and Innie got their messages, and up until now I've thought David is a solid 10. A 10. He's got everything going for him. But in the last episode, he briefly mentioned, oh, do I only like Innie because we're in this situation, or am I going to like her outside? And then I says, this is what Oliver was saying. It's as if he's not really that into her. So when he heard the message that she got, and they're saying, oh, we can't wait to meet your husband or whatever, and he was saying, oh, it's getting real now. And he's starting to withdraw. And it turns out that he might be good at communicating up to a certain point, but he's actually just another fucking avoidant. What is wrong with these fucking men? And he's standing there thinking, what the fuck is wrong with him? 1 minute he's fine, and now he's just standing there like a fucking stick. No wonder she's got trust issues. Tanya comes back to find that Oliver has received a crate with a flare in it, and it says that he can choose to stay with his current bride or flare out and go and be with Megan. So she's freaking out. She's like, I'm going to go for a walk. And she's away talking to the trees. But I really think that the next time she talks to the trees, she should say, remember that time that you told me to give him another chance when I was on the island? That was shit advice. Okay. Don't do that to me again. I don't know if you were just bored that day, but next time, fucking straighten up your act. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but at the end of the last episode, it showed you somebody flaring out, and I said, oh, it's probably Maury. But they didn't flare out in this episode, so I feel as if that was false advertising. Maybe it said coming up. So at this point, Maury and May don't have a flare, so it has to be Oliver that flares out. But what I was thinking was, since Tanya knows that the flare's there, what would happen if she flared out? Would they both have to leave? I kind of hope that's what happens. I kind of hope she just goes, do you know what? Fuck this. Smashes it and shoots it up in the air and goes, do you know what? You and Megan can go and take a flying fuck to yourself. Realistically though, I know that's not what happens, because when it shows you what's coming up next time, you see them saying, oh, there's 2 people coming down the beach. So, I feel as if my version would have been more dramatic. But let me know what you thought of that episode, and I'll see you again later. Bye!